with that, any further ado, let's turn it over to Igor first of all. Igor, you do have share capabilities if you need to utilize them. Same with you, Luke. So with that, we'll go to Igor and over to you, sir. It's all yours. And again, if I could get people to mute your microphones if you haven't done that, that usually helps the presenter. And of course, if you have a question, just unmute and go ahead and ask away. So thank you, Igor.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Al. So I would like to propose to your attention a project Rovers of the Northern Ontario. What does it mean? I would like to propose to do activity to our clubs, Manitoulin, Sudbury, Elliott Lake, and also Algoma, to do rover operation. What does it mean, rover? Rover, this is mobile or multi-mobile station who travels to activate different grid square. During last 2-3 weeks, I spoke to many members of our clubs, and many of them, probably almost everybody, has VHF radio on the car. It means almost everybody ready to do rover operation. So, what is the goal of this idea? How we can implement such for our ham radioactivity? First, we can do like put Manitoulin Island on the map during successful contest operation in this season. Like we have very good tradition to operate in RAC Canada Day contest, and Manitoulin Island sitting on the map on the first place very often. Also, we can do Manitoulin Island on the map as a club operation. Let me show. For example, if you will go to the cqww.com, this is VHF contest, and if you'll go to the results like club scores for the 2021, we can see bunch of the radio clubs across the globe who operated in this contest, and all these efforts has been like combined. For example, this is Contest Club Ontario. Guys operated by own calls like Sudbury, V3RX, and after that everything was combined, and we can see that like Contest Club Ontario, 6th place in the world. CQWWHF, this is great contest. This is worldwide championship on VHF, and I'm pretty sure that if people from our clubs will operate in this contest, this is not too easy, not too difficult, like 5-9 and grid square. For example, like on NC95, this is control number. We can also combine all our efforts and submit to the CQWW like Manitoulin Amateur Radio Club. And as far we have a lot of the peoples here, so it will be like top 10. I think this is absolutely realistic. This is an idea. So also, as far members of our club can operate during the year, you need to go to the at least maybe 2 squares different. You can make a pictures of your operation, like self stick or camera, make short couple shots and small sentences concerning your operation. And after that, I'll collect all pictures and information, and small sentences. We'll combine everything, create article, and submit to the TCA, the Canadian Amateur. Like Alan Griffin, this is editor. He is looking for the interesting new activities, and this article possible to prepare on the both languages. Submit, and Alan will select what is the pictures mostly attractive, and will be published to the TCA. I think this is very interesting idea because I did not see any articles regarding Rover's operation a while in the TCA, and like as far uh, operation possible to do on cars, on the boats. Also, I got email from Victor Echo 3 Papa Sugar Echo. This email very interesting because V3PAC going to the highest peak in Sudbury with small VHF antenna with small radio to operate repeaters. So at least like pictures from the car, from the boats, from the highest peak in Sudbury, it will be very wide areas of operation, and this will be interesting to everybody. Also, during this season, during summer this year, will be a couple interesting contests. First of all, it will be CQWHF contest, Worldwide Championship, third week of the July. Also, um, Patrick, Victor Echo 3, Victor Charlie, working on the new contest, RAC VHF contest. So he has preliminary negotiations with RAC management, and as far as I know, Patrick is preparing rules for this contest. So as far as will be approved, we will get new contest, and also will be interesting to operate. So and it means like for our Canadian operation, we can submit all information to the TCA. When we operate in the CQWWHF contest, it's possible to submit to the CQ magazine. So also, I'm working for the designing, like not designing, like preparation for implementation, different technologies for the VHF, like meteor scatter. This is from meteors, air scatter. This is reflection from the plane. I was very surprised when I saw how many uh, planes coming near Manitoulin. I sent this picture to Al. So this is like big queue time to time. In this case, it's possible to try to operate with reflection of the air scatter. I'm in the process of the designing stack on the VHF antenna for the 2 meters. This year, I suspect to try operate through Moon. And I think all such technologies will be interesting to see how it's working. I'm planning to come to Manitoulin during summer 2 or 3 times, and when it will be implemented. Antenna, this is not too big. This is easy to install and to see how it's working. Last year, um, like we have tried successfully prediction for the sporadic last year, like program dxmap.com doing very well predictions for the sporadic on the VHF. Last year in Canada Day, I had approximately 100 QSO on 6 meters, and it was very attractive. I'm designing like a procedure for the tropo predictions. I do have a couple of resources, and closer to the Canada Day, uh, I'll share my knowledge about it. So this is my small proposal regarding this project, like to operate from the different grids on the VHF when you have a chance during this summer, during the season. And when you will finish your operation, please send pictures to me with a small description and I'll submit all information to Alan Griffin, editor of TCA, and a little bit closer to summer, I will be happy to provide training for operation in CQWW in RAC Canada Day. So I'll refresh your memory and I'll show how it's possible to operate successfully in the contest. This is enjoyment. This is like also ham radio spirit, and as far we can create interesting events in our lives, let's create this event together. So this is my proposal. I know Luke has a presentation for the meteor scatter. It will be very interesting to see his experience. Thank you very much for your proposal, Luke. That's it. So if you have any questions, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
Igor, I'm wondering if you can bring up the DX map and do a kind of a zoom in of our grid squares just so that the gang knows where our limits are and that. One thing that you may want to get people, if you look at my square there, I've got ARRL puts it out, or you can get a grid square map of all of North America and that. So if we zoom in, if you see the little squares with the EN numbers. So as I talked to Igor the other night on this, and if you could zoom in just a little bit more to this particular area with EN 86, EN 96, EN 85, and EN 95, if you look at where this, and if you can zoom in just a little bit more, or is that the maximum? Okay, that's good. If you, oh, okay, and just go to the four corners. If you notice, it's at the west end of the Wabano Channel. And what I'm thinking of doing with mine, or if anybody else has a boat, setting up a portable VHF radio in the boat, all you need to do is use your GPS or whatever, find out the coordinates, and within maybe a couple of hundred meters of that particular area, you can drive to all four grid squares and make that connection and
My
add up
vehicle
the
won't
scores.
float though. My vehicle won't
Well,
float.
no, but what I'm thinking of, I
Mhm.
have a boat. Maybe if it's a weekend or wherever, maybe Dennis will come over with his boat. Lou and Jeff have got a boat. Anybody else? Maybe Doug will bring his boat down from Elliott Lake. I don't know. Whoever's got a boat or whatever, we can take a couple of hams on board and use your call signs also in relation to and just rack up the scores driving around. Now, it has to be a nice day, of course, or whatever, but that's one easy suggestion of being able to do. And even if you can't on the island, all you have to do is go east or west of OAK and you've got two grid squares right at your fingertips, and then drive north up to Whitefish Falls where Ted is, and bang, you've got another grid square up that way. And then if you go to the North Shore and go over, towards Elliott Lake, you've got another grid square there. So we're very lucky to have the two intersections there that we can gain different
What's
locations.
that at the end of the? That's yeah, that's the United States. I see it. Never mind. I see the line now. That's what St. Joseph Island or something right there.
Yeah, the Coburn Island is just the middle island, then Drummond
Okay,
Island, and then
Drummond Island.
That's St. Joe's
Okay,
there.
gotcha,
Yes,
gotcha, gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. So, hmm.
And that's in the grid square. But yeah. So anyway, sorry to interrupt there, Igor. I just wanted you to show the people the different grid squares on that, and that gives us four grid squares. That's pretty hard to do when people are doing contests to access four grid squares because they usually live in the middle of it and have to drive for a couple hours to get to the next grid square and then another couple hours to the next. If we can get in a boat and jump and be within that intersection within 100
I
feet.
can do two right where I am, right?
Yeah,
Without
Yeah,
much
exactly.
difficulty.
sure.
Yeah.
Or you could easily do 3 if you want to go up as far and go up on the Willisville Road and just
Yeah.
sit up
Oh,
on there. That's on the grid
that's
square
a
to the
big,
north.
humongous hill too, buddy. That would be
Yep,
fantastic there.
yep, absolutely.
Excuse me, Al, I have a question,
Yep,
please.
yes, go ahead.
These, I'm looking at this grid squares, like let's say, for instance, EN96.
Hmm.
Does that break down again into smaller grid squares, or is that
No,
the grid square that you would be using?
that would be the grid square you're using. As you see Igor clicking out there, one more. You see all those little squares?
Yep.
Those are all, and they're all designated. So when you look at a large map here, let me just show you. I don't know if you can.
Well, I have one here in front of me here.
Oh, okay. All right. So there
I'll,
you go.
yeah.
So
Here's the
when,
other.
Are these sideband contacts or FM contacts?
So that this would be a grid
Doesn't
square
matter.
map, eh?
You
Doesn't
can
matter.
that's
you
it.
can
Yeah.
you can
Sorry.
operate any mode. You can operate FM, SSB, digital. As far everybody has FM radio, it will be FM for everybody.
And simplex, not through a repeater,
No,
or
not repeater, simplex.
simplex. Yeah.
But we could do digital, like you
Yeah,
do on the 5.2 System
Yeah.
Fusion or D-Star. A lot of people, or DMR, if you've got that, that all counts for points. Sideband, if you have a single sideband rig that you can take out and use
Yeah.
from that. So, yeah.
Hey, Al.
Yes, sir.
Oh, just a minute, my goddamn dog here. Okay. I think what Claude was asking is there's two more letters after like EN96, for example, for me.
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm EN96 and MQ, which really defines the area I'm from, the last 2 letters.
Okay.
So inside the grid, there's another 2 letters to really define
Yeah.
where you are.
Yep.
Just to let you know, Claude, just it was part of your question there that you
So
asked.
you don't break
One-
it down like that, Igor. It doesn't go that far down. It's just the grid squares themselves.
yeah.
Yes, no.
Grid square.
What
But
Igor's
the-
doing is the big grid squares. But to answer Claude's question, there is another 2 letters after the EN95 that defines where, like you can have AA, AB, AC.
all
So
the way
if
to
yeah,
ZZ.
my question is like, let's say you go to EN96, does that EN96 break up into quarters?
No, it stays
No.
EN96, but you can have 2 more letters at the end of EN96 to define where you're from. Like for me, I'm EN96, and my last 2 letters are MQ, and it puts
Okay.
you right here in Hanmer.
And
Mine's
they're
MP.
the actual coordinates.
Yes.
Okay, your
Yeah.
latitude
Yeah.
and longitude. So where I'm located in Little Current, I am EN94 Alpha X-ray.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
but for the contest purpose, as we were saying, and as Igor was alluding to, doesn't matter if I'm in Little Current in EN95 or I'm at the tip of Tobamori. I'm still in Echo November 95.
No, it's just my question was without really knowing. Let's say if you're in E96 and you're moving around, because you're moving around, I was just wondering if you would be collecting more points. But if you have to be, as far as scoring for this contest, it would be E96 or EN95, etc. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
And you should also have GPS capability to verify your location in any case.
Right.
Okay.
So you
I'm
have
gonna
a
need more screen.
GPS Garmin or your cell phone like Lou's holding up. Absolutely.
Yep.
That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
But,
I've got one of
Ham
these
GPS
Garmin.
is a great little program.
What about the Garmin 5100? It has GPS, doesn't it?
Yes, you can go to the digital side of things and put your GPS coordinates up there. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So
That-
this is like
it
yeah. Go ahead.
really vibrates when you on the
Anyway.
RAV4.
Uh,
Really
just
vibrates.
mute yourself, Vic.
I'm not even going much more.
Okay, so this is like small review how to do this activity, because as far we have radio on the car like VHF FM radio, we can get such possibility, and it can be interesting to everybody. So a little bit closer to summer, I will refresh knowledge how to successfully operate in the contest, and I hope it will be interesting to everybody.
Al, I was just thinking if we drove up to Tobermory, we could be in EN95 area.
Yeah, probably
absolutely.
Lion's Head.
Pardon?
Lion's Head. But if you
Lion's
wanted to
Head.
hit the gang over here on Manitoulin, if you set up a portable station with, you know, a little bit of a gain antenna and parked at the high location overlooking Tobermory there, yeah, we could probably talk to you right across.
Yeah, I don't know. Might be able to give it a try.
Yeah, for you, Maureen, you have also possibility to operate from the 2-grid square easily. As far as I know, Viarton, your QTH, located somewhere in this place, right?
Yeah.
What was that?
Wire
location. Viarton.
I'm
located
right there in that bottom.
Echo November 94.
There.
Yeah, 94. Yeah.
First indent.
I see. Echo 95, very close. If you take handheld, so jump to the car, you can operate from the 2-grid square easily.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an idea.
Yeah. It's an idea.
Igor, when you're operating, when you make a contact, it's just like a CQ contact to collect your points.
So it will be possibility to operate different operations. Definitely everybody can do CQ during the contest. And as far we have a big quantity of the members, everybody can do CQ and enjoy by contacts.
What normally happens, Claude, is instead of using, like if you were using voice or CW, you would send 59 Ontario, and usually in a VHF or UHF contest, instead of doing that, you just send your grid square.
Yeah.
So instead of saying 59 Ontario, you say EN96 or EN95. It replaces the 599 Ontario. You just use your grid square in a VHF contest.
Okay.
But you would get a grid square in exchange with the other station as well.
Yeah,
yes.
Of course.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're submitting control number, it will be 59 Echo Nancy 94 or Echo Nancy 85. So this is control number which needs to be transmitted instead 59 Ontario. Like each contest has specific, and so this is.
Do we notice like the specifics? Let's say, for instance, I'm in EN95 and I make 6 contacts. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's going to count as accumulated points, correct?
Yes.
And then then if I move to EN85 and I make a contact in the EN95 from 85, do you get multiple points, or how does that? Does anybody know how the scoring works on that?
Yeah, definitely. I'll explain. So Rover has a unique privilege because from the new square, it will be like from the beginning. You will get possibility to operate all stations which you worked from the previous grid. If you operated from the Echo 95, like and did 25 or 30 contacts, you get like points for the QSO and points for the grids. However, when you will go to the another grid, Echo 85, you will start from the beginning. You can operate guys which you operated 10 minutes ago again, and you will submit control number Echo 85, and you points for the QSO and multipliers like quantity of the different grids will be counted. It will be combined all together. So this is a very good possibility to make a lot of the contacts, because VHF has not too much stations like HF, and if you will operate from the one grid and after that come into the different grid, so you will start again. This is privilege.
Yeah, so
Igor,
just
Igor, what
to,
about logging software on a mobile situation? Like we're talking handheld, et cetera, like that. And logging is always very important in a contest. I just wonder how you handle that in a mobile situation.
This is a good question. I need to see how it will be reflected in the N1MM. I'll research and I'll update this question a little bit later.
yeah, yeah, and you can do it, you know, if you
Paper
have a
and pen.
portable laptop or something, or just take your notepad and write it down and then transfer it later to
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be out in a
But
canoe, so
yeah, well,
to
there
get to
you
that
go.
spot, I'll be in a canoe. We'll have my laptop there.
Yeah. Just to go back to Clodes, as Igor was saying, if you look here between 95 and 85, the actual line goes along Highway 540 at Sucker Creek. So when you come through Sucker Creek and turn the curve to go up the hill, on the right-hand side of the road, it's EN 85. On the left-hand side of the road, it's EN 95. The actual GPS line goes right through the middle of the highway 540 and up Columbus Mountain Road. So if you were to drive up the hill at the top of Columbus Mountain Road, 20 feet apart from one another, park your car on the left-hand side of the road, do 25 contacts using your call sign, and then move your car to the right-hand side of the road, do another 25 contacts, and now you've got 50 contacts in 2 different grid squares. Yeah, if you want to zoom it in, that's
Yeah.
great.
I'm
So
trying.
come a little further west. See where right? Okay, keep coming. Yes, see Highway 540 where it does the curve, and that goes up to McLean's Mountain. Keep going west. Keep going west. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right. On deck, on and canning. Now you see the curve there and going up the hill? Right there.
Yeah.
That's where the grid square line is, right along that line of the highway.
Now, if you did overlay that that grid map over top a typographical map, could you actually see where the grid lines are? How do you, you know?
Well, right there on this map here. If Igor zooms in, you'll see the line. Zoom in. Okay, move over. See the line? Right here?
Yeah, but
Right
that's
there.
not a grid. That's not a grid square. That's a road.
Well, that's the road going up. That's Columbus Mountain, but that's where the grid square is.
Okay, so how do we know for a fact that's where it is?
Put
You
in
have
your
to have a
coordinates in it.
But he
GPS.
Yeah.
told you.
You have to have a GPS device. Your
Okay,
5100.
okay,
Al,
okay. I understand.
besides the GPS app on your cell phone, you can also get a grid square locator app to
Oh,
go
okay.
on
Well,
on
there's
your cell
another
phone as
feature.
well. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Great.
so that
I
app,
just put a link in the chat and I just put it up on the website too. You put in your call sign and it will go by, you know, your address that's with Industry Canada or whatever, and it'll give you your exact Maidenhead grid square locator along with the final 2 digits there. Or you can put in the coordinates. So you get the coordinates from your GPS and punch it into that. You could do that on your cell phone or whatever too.
Yeah, this one shows me that I'm in Echo November 86, Quebec, India 58.
What?
Exact
Quebec,
locations. There's
okay.
an extra 4 digits after
Oh, Lord.
the original 4.
Wow.
Yeah, me too, Bob. Same thing over here.
Yep.
Huh. What app is
Okay.
that?
That's a grid square locator from the Google Play Store.
Well, let me see
Oh,
if it's
really?
on the Apple Store.
There you go.
grid store locator.
Grid square locator. Yeah.
Everybody's head goes down.
Oh,
We're all praying to the Google. Let's pray to the Google.
no, I'm praying to the Apple. So
There you go. Yeah. And of course, the BlackBerry is Android, so there may be the Google Play Store as well.
I don't see it on the Apple Store. Dadgummit.
Oh, there must be something similar though.
There's Rusty. There's one called Easy QTH
I
Locator.
see it. I just Easy QTH locator.
Yeah, that one works pretty
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Whose picture is that?
That's my picture.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's
That
an
was,
antenna. I'm surprised the car isn't tipping over.
That was my winter contest setup for
Ah,
VHF.
wow.
And I would take it down and I'd go somewhere else.
Yeah. So you didn't have one of these things that you insert under the rear wheel of the car and
No,
go from
this
there.
was
Yeah.
this was right into my bumper, into the receiver of the towing,
The hitch.
the hitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reason why it's on a slant is because I didn't try it out beforehand, but there's a little bit of play in the receiver. It wasn't snug.
Yeah.
So of course it swayed to one side, but it worked very well. I was able to make contact with Igor, no problem whatsoever, right from the highway. I'm
Yeah.
just
Well,
on a
you-
plowed turnaround here.
Yeah. You could always use rope ties or guys, I mean.
Well, actually what I did was I made a wedge so
Ah.
that when I install my thing into the receiver, it will be nice and tight.
Good and tight.
Good
Which
and
one
tight.
were you using, Bob? The grid square locator?
Grid square locator. Actually, that's the name of it.
Well, I got here and I come up, there's 8 of them anyway, plus.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's different ones as well. But
Yeah.
I wanted one that would move with the cell phone because my cell phone's got GPS on it.
Okay. Well, the one there, it's got 9 little white squares in it with a green patch. Is that the one you used, or?
Let me just get it back here.
QTH, grid locator, amateur radio, grid square tool, easy
Yeah.
QTH locator,
Load
grid
them
square
all.
locator.
Load them all, Doug.
Yeah, put them all in there. Here.
I can. I got
Every
512.
single one.
That looks like, yeah, that's the grid square locator that I'm using. It
Yeah.
shows a lighter blue around in the square that I'm in, and then darker blue squares around it.
Okay.
And it's free,
It-
best of all.
And it's free, best of all, and it gives the latitude and longitude up at the top as well.
Okay, we got a picture of what it looks like here.
Yeah.
Lighter blue.
And another great thing with this, not only contests, but if any of you are interested in running satellite, if you've got radios that do the satellite, every connection on satellite communications, I listen all the time. And when the satellite goes overhead, you hear V3AJB EN95, and everybody gives their call sign and their grid square, because the actual goal is for everybody to fill in the squares right along the
path
grid
of the,
square mat.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway. Okay. Well, hey, you generated a lot of conversation there, Igor. Again, that was wonderful. So people are geared up. This is going to be great, and a good chance if you build. I'm really anxious to use my Go Kit and stuff this summer with these type of events, and haul it to different locations and set up like Frank just showed us with portable antennas and that with it. So it can be a lot of fun, and to do it from the boat, Marine Mobile, add that to the end of your call sign, chances are you're going to get more contacts, right? So,
Yeah.
and that with it. And if anybody's got a plane and you want to go up and fly around,
Whoa.
let me know. So,
Yeah, you're saying like Al, if you're doing marine, if you're doing plane, if you're doing car or truck or whatever, do you accumulate extra point because of the different system that you're using to make the contact?
No.
I don't
no.
believe
No.
so. No.
No.
This
Okay.
is this
The
is
grid
only
squares.
Rover.
It's
Yeah,
just the
Rover.
grid squares.
I see.
Okay.
I see. Okay, a little bit closer to summer, we will come back to this conversation again. But if somebody will be able to operate like Rover, please make a picture and send to me. I will combine everything, and I suspect that it can be assigned to TCA like article, and it will be also interesting, and we can enjoy by ham radio. Okay, that's it for now. I'm coming I'm returning microphone to Al.
Igor,
Thank you. Yep.
what was the date of that for going mobile in EN, well, 94, like down here?
It will be July 16. It will be
Okay,
Saturday. And I know that Sunday 17 will be picnic. So in this case, it will be not overlapped to events like July 16 afternoon at 2 p.m. of the hour time. This event will be started. So in this
okay.
case, we can enjoy a couple hours
Mhm.
by such operation. And next day on the July 17, I hope it will be a picnic, and we can exchange our emotions, our expression, because memory will be very fresh. It will be interesting to everybody, I guess.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
I
you.
like that easy QTH locator too, because you
Yep.
know, when it gives you your location, it gives you in minutes, degrees, seconds, and you know, the decimals on latitude and longitude. Because you know, sometimes some websites want decimals, some wants, you know, minutes, degrees, seconds, and I was having to flip over and get those. So yeah, that easy QTH locator, I like it.
Okay. All right. I've got a phone call, so carry on, and then we'll go to Luke.
Yeah, so it's all you got to do is go from grid square to grid square. It doesn't matter how you get there, right? So airplane, that would be awesome.
Actually,
You know,
if you park yourself right on the line
Right.
of squares, you can call them out all in one shot. You don't
Yeah,
have to
that's what Al was talking about, going
Yeah.
out in a boat
Al was
there.
saying that, yeah.
Yeah, right there at the
Not to be a spoiler there, Rusty, but what's the price of aviation gas per
I
liter
know,
now?
I know, I know. I bet, you know, some people, well, I mean, if you got a boat that takes $3,000 to fill the damn thing up or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Igor, I got a question regarding the power levels in that contest. They would be using mobile like handhelds compared to like mobile stations in a car go up to 65 watts. Is there any power requirements or different
Limit? A limit?
levels? You know?
for the rovers category, this is no power requirements. You can do any power, so it will be coming to the rover.
A kilowatt, maybe. Gaga.
You know what? I think Winners Alpha Charlie Zero Radio Alpha Stroke Rover, I think, has such power in his truck.
Yeah.
He has, during last competition, he was traveling through 8 or 10 grids in the US. Honestly,
Wow.
I cannot imagine because distance is huge. And he did a couple hundreds contacts, like 600 or something. So this is interesting, but interesting to try. After first time, it will be much more visible
Yeah.
because I did not try as well such operation. It will be more visible, and after that we will have better possibility to see how it's possible to improve, how possible to increase. And as far this event will be on the July 16, and picnic should be planned to the July 17 next day.
I hope so.
Everything will be like fresh memory, and everybody can describe and share all information and ideas. Okay, this is this is like for the review.
No, I think it's going to be wonderful, and it's something new, something that we haven't tried. Again, just keep in mind to your question, Ted, is you've got to operate within your license privileges, right? So if you're just basic with honors or just basic, you're limited to 250 watts. If you have your advanced, you can go up to a kilowatt. So just to give you a heads up there, and I'm going to review some of the regulations with everyone as kind of a review in an upcoming Zoom too, just to give everybody a heads up to that.